Good morning, and welcome back to Daily Dhamma, a letter to our children. Today is August 8th, and our reading is Jumping to Contusions. One drawback to mind reading is assuming that other people think like we think, value what we value, and want what we want. Nothing could be further from the truth. When we do that, it's an exercise in projecting our preoccupations on others, not, as we mistakenly believe, a coherent analysis of anything. This is true interpersonally, and especially true cross-culturally. We simply do not understand the things they think are precious. Hence, acting on our assumptions is fraught with peril. We should never make the mistake of believing everything we think. The noble ones say, not for sure. Well, there we go again. We shouldn't assume it makes an ass of you and me, and this is especially important for teachers. The fact that we believe X, Y, and Z doesn't mean that that's in keeping with what is good for students, for children, for their parents, for the school, for the community, and for the nation. As teachers, we're here to do service. We're here to help children learn skills that will make them more useful in society. We're not here to propagandize them or give them a bill of goods that we approve of and that we think are important. Now, if we're teaching in a certain society and we really don't like that society and we think that their values and the heritage that they share is beneath us, then why don't we go sell shoes or flip burgers? The world needs more bartenders. We could take that up. That'll be a place where we can lay our mumbo jumbo on people who are actually paying to hear it. It's not so in schools. So teachers need to be especially careful about jumping to contusions. Let's not be so sure that we know what's good for everybody else. One of the recent fads in education in the West, anyway, is multiculturalism. And by that it means that other cultures are really good and that our culture is really bad. And it might be looked at as Taco Tuesday and Tom Yum Kung Thursday. We'll have exciting, colorful food served at the school cafeteria. We're not going to spend any time looking into why people think the way they do, because if we did, we would discover that the rest of the world doesn't agree with us on practically anything. Again, with the and this is not race, this is culture. I don't care what color you are. If you're born in Guangzhou, your culture is going to be Chinese. If you're born in Boise, Idaho, your culture is going to be cowboy western. That's it. If in our schools we propagandize people and say no, it's racist to believe in the efficacy of cultures, that is just errant nonsense. There is no culture ever in the history of mankind, or even womankind, that celebrates how bad it is and how good everybody else is. In fact, I don't think there are any volleyball teams or any bowling leagues that do that either. Of course, that's just me, and maybe I'm wrong, but it's a mistake to assume that everybody else believes the way we do. So happy trails to you until we meet again.